Hello, welcome to Flippin' Awesome. I'm Mindy XYZ, your factotum expert, with my detailed videos on how to save time, money, the environment, and many, many other things. You'll easily become an expert too, to where you'll certainly inspire others with your newfound capabilities and ideas. Today, we are in my kitchen and we are going to make jerky. Now this recipe is my own personal recipe, and it's basically a base recipe. Sometimes I'll alter it with different spices and herbs, but this is definitely, you can either use it the way it is, or you can add your own extra spices. Some people like their jerky really peppery, so you can go ahead and add extra pepper if you like, for example. Or some people might like cumin, so you can add your cumin. But anyways, this is an awesome recipe that I really enjoy. It's really good with beef or venison. And you always want to select a cut of meat that does not have a crap load of fat in it. Fat will make your jerky turn rancid a little quicker. So yeah, pick a cut of meat that does not have a lot of fat in it. So let's get started. Okay, my recipe, I have all the ingredients out already, and we are going to make the marinade first. And get that whisked up and get it ready for when we start slicing our meat. What I like to use is, let's see here, we have a half a teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic, 1 teaspoon of granulated onion powder, we have a 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. I think that's how you pronounce it. And then we have, let's see here, 1 teaspoon of liquid smoke. And then 1 cup of soy sauce. Now with the soy sauce, I do like to use just the regular soy sauce and not the low sodium. Reason being is the salt content will help to preserve your jerky. Then also I will use 1/2 cup of just water. And that is our base. It's that simple. And then we'll go ahead and whisk that up a little bit. And we'll call that good. Now, with this jerky, it's really awesome too because there's no nitrates in it. Nitrates have been shown to be not so good for you. And because this does not have nitrates in it, and very little bit of salt, just basically from the soy sauce, when the jerky is done, you really want to store it in your refrigerator, and just take it with you whenever you're actually gonna eat it. Don't leave it out on your countertops or anything like that. But if you want to throw some in your lunch or carry it with you, when you're out shopping and doing your errands or whatever, so that you don't stop off like at McDonald's or some other fast food place. It's nice to have some snacks with you, and I usually will have either trail mix, fruits or vegetables, or my jerky, with me at all times, so that if I do get hungry when I'm out and about, yeah, I'll snack on the good stuff versus stopping off and getting something that I probably should not be eating. Okay, so after we got the marinade made, we'll go ahead and slice up our meat, and I'll show you how to do that
today
too.
I am going to be using flat iron steak. Now I got these on sale
So I'm like, this will make great jerky. So I went ahead and I put this in the freezer for approximately an hour, and it'll get, it's a little stiff from freezing, and that'll make for slicing a lot easier. Having a sharp knife also helps with the slicing and making it a lot easier. So I have approximately almost just a little over 2.25 pounds total, that I'll be using today. And again, other cuts of meat is perfectly fine. Again, you just want to make sure it doesn't have a lot of fat in it. Usually I end up using like a roast of some sort, a rump roast, whatever, it's a roast, whatever the big roasts are that you can get on sale. And again, this recipe is really good for venison. So if you know anyone who hunts, or if you hunt yourself, definitely try this recipe out. It's really good. Okay, so I'm gonna open these up and I'll show you how to slice your meat. Okay, when we go to slice our meat for jerky, you wanna cut across the grain, and that'll make your jerky easier to eat, and it'll make it more tender. Now, when I'm talking about cutting across the grain, your muscle meat, it's striated. Okay. So anyways, the muscle meat goes, like the muscle fibers, there we go, the fibers will go in one direction. Okay, so if the fibers are going this way, you want to cut across this way. Okay, and in this case here, the muscle fibers are going in this direction. I don't know if you can tell sometimes it's hard to tell. But anyways, let's go ahead and give this a slice. And because like I said, it's frozen, partially frozen, it'll slice fairly nice. And I cut them, I don't know, it's maybe about 1/4 inch. That's the thickness I like. Now some people like them paper thin, some like it a little bit thicker. It's all good. We're gonna be dehydrating them, and that'll be awesome. Now with this steak, these are gonna be little pieces of jerky. Now, when I do my roasts, for example, I may quarter it and then slice it to where I have chunks or slices about this big. I don't know what that is. Maybe 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, or 2 inches by 2 inches. So yeah, just make your jerky as big or as little as you like. So I'm going to finish cutting these up. Oh, and also what I like to do is after each time I do a slice or two, I like to throw it right into my marinade. Otherwise, if I slice it all up first and throw it in, the meat sometimes stick together, and I want that marinade on every little bit of each piece of jerky. So I'll, after a couple slices, I'll throw it in. This way it's definitely saturated. So, okay, well, I'll see you at the next step. Welcome back. Okay, I have the meat all sliced up, and it's sitting in the marinade. Again, I have approximately like 2.25 pounds of meat here. Now this marinade will cover up to like 3.5, 4 pounds in case you have a bigger roast. If you need more liquid, it's not gonna hurt if you put up to another 1/2 cup of water, and that'll be fine. So what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I'll cover it, put it in the refrigerator, and you want this to marinate for anywhere from like 4 to 6 hours. It's a pretty strong marinade. Anything longer than that, it's gonna be really, really, all you're gonna taste is soy sauce. So about 4 to 6 hours, and then we'll come back. Welcome back. It's been about 5.5 hours that this has been sitting in the fridge, marinating away. So let me get rid of this plate. Okay. Now the fun part of just transferring the meat to your dehydrator trays, and I have a round dehydrator. So what I'm going to do is, so I don't make as much of a mess, just fill my trays up. Now I will also show you how to do it in the oven. But yeah, here we go. It's easier just to grab a bunch and just plop it on your tray. Now when you throw it on your trays, you want to make sure that you give enough airspace for the dehydrator to do its magic. That looks pretty good right there. So something like that. This way it's got room to breathe. Now just do the next tray. My trays are filled with jerky meat, and all we're going to do to operate it is just put your lid on. And I have the Nesco food dehydrator, and for meat, it actually tells you on here, there's a little guide. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little guide on here, which is pretty nice. And it tells you like what temperatures to use, whether it's, you know, herbs, spices, nuts, seeds, blah, blah, blah. So for meats and fish and jerky, we want to set it at the highest setting, which is 155 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what we'll do. I'll go plug it in. I'm going to put this actually on the other side of the kitchen. But I'll be right back, and I'll show you how to do your jerky in the oven with the leftover meat that I have here. Okay, option number one when it comes to the oven, get a cookie sheet or a similar type pan, line it with foil, get, oh, I don't know what that is, get a little wire rack, put that in your cookie sheet. And we're just going to line the wire rack with the jerky. Okay, so, and then of course you fill it up, and you can do like 2 or 3 trays at a time. That'll be good. Get some skewers, whether they're wood skewers or your metal skewers, and you just want to thread your meat onto your skewers. So we have it on our skewer. Now we want to give it breathing room, so we're going to give them a little bit of breathing room. Give them about, I don't know, anywhere from like a 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch or so in between them. Okay, just like that. So they're nice and separated. Okay, what you want to do is make sure you put some type of a liner on the bottom. It'll make cleanup a lot easier. We are going to grab our skewer with our meat, pull this out, and we are just going to lay this directly over the grid here. Now you might have to, there we go. And you just want to make sure that they're separated the whole time. And that's how it'll go. And then you can put several rows of your skewers. You would close that. And then if you have your jerky on your tray, you can put it down here also. Hello. It's been about an hour and a half, and I am going to flip my jerky that's inside the dehydrator, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like here. Okay, this is the jerky after about an hour and a half, and what I'm going to do is, it's pretty dry at this point. I mean, it's nowhere near done, but yeah. So I'm just going to flip them all while it's really easy to do, and I'll do that on all the all the different trays that are here. And then I'll turn it back on and continue dehydrating. It's been several hours. I'm going to check my jerky, and it's looking really, really good. So now I'm going to check it. It's flexible and it feels dry. I already took a taste, believe it or not, but I'm going to take another because it's really good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is all the ones that feel dry, I'm going to take out. Some of the thicker ones, like this one here, still feels kind of squishy. So I'm going to dehydrate this just a little bit more. So that's what we'll do with all the trays. Nice, that one feels a little squishy. That's questionable. And then once we go through all the trays, the ones that are questionable, again, we just put it all back together and turn it back on and check it in about another half hour to an hour. Now also, when you do take your jerky out, it's going to be a little warm, so you want to put it in a container, whether it's this type of a container, a plastic container, or a Ziploc baggie. You want to leave it open, and leave your baggie open until it cools. You don't want moisture to get stuck in there and then get it rehydrated again. So yeah, let it cool, and then you can go ahead and close it up. So anyways, I'm going to put this back on, and we'll see in a little bit. And that's how you make jerky. How exciting is that? It's super easy, simple to do. It's less expensive than what you would buy in the store that's already made. And it's so much better for you versus the store-bought stuff because, again, there's no nitrates or preservatives in it. And again, because there's no nitrates or preservatives, you want to make sure that you do keep it stored in your refrigerator. It'll last a lot longer that way. It should last right around 3 weeks, about that time. And you can definitely take it out and take it with you. Again, when you're out shopping, put it in your lunch, snacks and stuff like that. It'll just last a lot longer when it's in the fridge. If you don't think you're going to eat it within a couple of weeks, put it in the freezer. It's all good. But it's highly unlikely it'll last that long. So whenever I make up a batch like this between sharing with friends and family, it goes pretty quick, and it's really, really good. Did I say that already? It's really, really good. And so anyways, I want to thank you for watching Flippin' Awesome. Again, my name is Mindy. And again, I want to give a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it. And if you can like, share, and subscribe if you already haven't, I would greatly appreciate it. And you guys have an awesome, fabulous day.